wa sallam. Hadith tonight collection of Imam al-Nasa'i in his Sunan is narrated to us with and the theme is still Bir al-Walidain for the next maybe few days, and then starting Sunday, the 1st of February, we'll start preparing for Ramadan, inshallah. Ramadan is right around the corner. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the barakah and the blessing of reaching Ramadan. Allahumma balighna shahr Ramadan. Allahumma ameen. And this is a hadith, some scholars will say, لو لم يكن في باب البر والعقوق غير هذا الحديث لكفى. They say that if there was nothing else in on the topic of virtuosity with your parents and disobeying your parents, mistreating your parents, like on the topic, aside from this hadith, it would be enough. You need nothing else. And I totally agree. It's a very, very heavy hadith. And I narrated it to you during another series of hadith where he used alayhi salatu wasalam a very specific term. And this is what he said alayhi salam. قال alayhi salatu wasalam, لا يدخل الجنة عاق. That's it. A'aq, someone who mistreats his parents, does not enter Jannah. That's it. There are a number of times where he said alayhi salatu wasalam, لا يدخل الجنة. This person will not enter Jannah, and then he would describe someone. Kibr, if there's kibr, arrogance, mannan, mudminu khamrin. He has all these things that if you did, until you were purified from it, it doesn't mean that they'll never enter. It just means that they won't enter until they are purified from this sin. I mean, this sin will require purification. It will require punishment first, up front, which is a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing to have to undergo. You, as a human being, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you Jannah with no punishment beforehand. The idea of punishment should not be on the table for you, unless because if it is and you're okay with it, it's actually even worse. Because now you are disrespecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and underrating His punishment, and it's like you're not scared of it. So it's even worse, for the mindset of a Muslim to be like, yeah, well, maybe I get punished for a while. You're like, well, that's fine. That's more rude than I can even articulate for you. So when you hear the Prophet ﷺ point something out that this is going to be a barrier for you to enter Jannat al-Na'im, this has to be something you take seriously. And he says here very simply, someone who's going to be described with uquq. And the word al-aq huwa al-qat', to sever. That's what aq means, to cut something. Al-aq, someone who's severed. It's a word that is used to talk about someone who's mistreating his parents, but the origin of the word, al-aq, is someone who performed a severing of some sort. They cut something. Because really, this is a fabric. The fabric of life is based on families. And families, in their essence, are just parents and a child. That's a family. Like, you can have different types of family, but that's the simplest form of a family and the most common one. Two parents and a child. If you sever that, if you decide that you're going to ruin it, you ruined what allows us to be people. What allows our societies and communities to prosper and to function. And you're not just harming your parents and yourself, you're harming the totality of the human society looks like. And once it's normalized and it becomes regular for a child to curse his parents out in public or speak ill of his father and his mother and to other people, once that becomes fine, once it's no longer a problem, this is what you get. Enjoy. Let's enjoy what is this? What is it what are we doing really? Modernity has a lot of cool stuff in it, but this is not one of them. And this has to sound the alarm a little bit for us. Be a parent who makes it easier for his children to be bar. Remember that. Remember that when I say this hadith to you, you don't think of your kids, you think of yourself. When I say this hadith, don't think of your children. Think of you with your parents, alive or passed away. It doesn't make a difference. And if you don't want your kid to be this, then make it easier for them not to. That's on you too. So it's a holistic approach to this concept, and it's a scary one. يروي الإمام النسائي في سننه بسند صحيح عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لا يدخل الجنة عاق صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم سبحانك وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه جزاكم الله خير.